Brought to you by Penguin.
The Moon is Down. Written by John Steinbeck. Read by George Guidall.
Chapter 1. By 10:45 it was all over. The town was occupied, the defenders defeated, and the war finished. The invader had prepared for this campaign as carefully as he had for larger ones. On this Sunday morning the postman and the policeman had gone fishing in the boat of Mr. Correll, the popular storekeeper. He had lent them his trim sailboat for the day. The postman and the policeman were several miles at sea when they saw the small, dark transport, loaded with soldiers, go quietly past them. As officials of the town, this was definitely their business, and these two put about. But of course, the battalion was in possession by the time they could make port. The policeman and the postman could not even get into their own offices in the town hall. And when they insisted on their rights, they were taken prisoners of war and locked up in the town jail. The local troops, all 12 of them, had been away too on this Sunday morning, for Mr. Correll, the popular storekeeper, had donated lunch, targets, cartridges, and prizes for a shooting competition to take place 6 miles back in the hills, in a lovely glade Mr. Correll owned. The local troops, big, loose-hung boys, heard the planes and, in the distance, saw the parachutes, and they came back to town at double-quick step. When they arrived, the invader had flanked the road with machine guns. The loose-hung soldiers, having very little experience in war and none at all in defeat, opened fire with their rifles. The machine guns clattered for a moment, and 6 of the soldiers became dead, riddled bundles, and 3 half-dead, riddled bundles, and 3 of the soldiers escaped into the hills with their rifles. By 10:30 the brass band of the invader was playing beautiful and sentimental music in the town square, while the townsmen, their mouths a little open and their eyes astonished, stood about listening to the music and staring at the grey-helmeted men who carried submachine guns in their arms. By 10:38 the riddled 6 were buried, the parachutes were folded, and the battalion was billeted in Mr. Correll's warehouse by the pier, which had on its shelves blankets and cots for a battalion. By 10:45, old Mayor Orden had received the formal request that he grant an audience to Colonel Lancer of the invaders, an audience which was set for 11 sharp at the mayor's 5-room palace. The drawing-room of the palace was very sweet and comfortable. The gilded chairs, covered with their worn tapestry, were set about stiffly like too many servants with nothing to do. An arched marble fireplace held its little basket of red, flameless heat, and a hand-painted coal scuttle stood on the hearth. On the mantel, flanked by fat vases, stood a large, curly porcelain clock which swarmed with tumbling cherubs. The wallpaper of the room was dark red, with gold figures, and the woodwork was white, pretty, and clean. The paintings on the wall were largely preoccupied with the amazing heroism of large dogs faced with imperiled children. Nor water, nor fire, nor earthquake could do in a child so long as a big dog was available. Beside the fireplace, old Dr. Winter sat, bearded and simple and benign, historian and physician to the town. He watched in amazement while his thumbs rolled over and over on his lap. Dr. Winter was a man so simple that only a profound man would know him as profound. He looked up at Joseph, the mayor's serving man, to see whether Joseph had observed the rolling wonders of his thumbs.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?